Okay, well, I'm from the same group, basically from the same room as Henry, and he asked me to join today and say some words about this systematic learning solutions project. So I discussed with Ulf today. We have in Jyväskylä a situation where we have one faculty with 3 departments. In each department is a group working with e-learning, e-education or something else. And we are not aware of what the other group is doing, so maybe we would need some similar conference project just within the faculty to actually understand what other people are doing. And actually this systematic learning solutions is one of the projects that is running in a different department, so it's not in my department, but it's the same faculty. And because of our expertise on internationalization and globalization issues, they asked for our expertise and for our help. So luckily, hopefully, we get some collaboration now with them going to understand what are the other e-learning groups in our faculty actually doing, so that even within the university we can find synergies. So this systematic learning solutions project is a European project and has the aim to build a value network to make technology learning solutions better and as an integral part of education and to promote skills in a systematic learning way. So I will get to this value network in a few slides. The idea is basically to have different stakeholders in the full learning field together, bring them together, exchange feedback, exchange requirements, etc. The project has 4 main parts, which are expert evaluations for learning solutions, design of learning solutions, use of learning solutions, and globalization and localization of learning solutions. So the aim is first of all to come up with some kind of guidelines. How should you create your learning solutions so that they are best applicable in different educational settings, so that they are easiest to use, that they are easy to localize, to globalize, to adjust them to different markets. Because in this value network we have a lot of companies, which are Finnish companies who are doing great stuff, mainly learning games, so mobile applications for school kids to learn math or language or whatever. But they are of course Finland-based. And Finland is a quite small market. And wherever we go, I'm not Finnish, but I'm working at a Finnish university. If we go to an e-learning conference, people from all over the world are coming to us. Hey, you are from Finland. What are you doing with your education system? Why are you doing so well? And we are I don't know, but apparently Finland does something good, and those learning solutions are really good. So why not make them suitable for other markets than the Finnish market? So this is one part of the project is doing. This is this globalization aims. Develop principles, procedures and methods to design and use and internationalize learning solutions. So what can we do? How do we have to adjust the didactical approaches of the games so that they can be used all over the world? What about language? Are there any visualizations that might be offensive in different countries? And based on that, build principles both from different perspectives, from the educational perspective, from the technology perspective, etc., to give for the companies that are developing those software solutions, give them the opportunity to, from the beginning, say, okay, we develop based on those guidelines, for example, a modular way so that we just can easily plug out the pedagogical module and put another one in, or just the interface out and put another one in, etc. So those are the kind of issues we are dealing with. And we have this value network with research projects, companies, the pedagogical network, and an international network of experts. So the international network are basically facilitators, and they are sitting all over the We just had visitors 2 weeks ago from South Korea and from Saudi Arabia, last week from Chile. So, and what is happening? We take the solutions of the companies, of the Finnish companies, and give them to those experts from the countries. They, in their countries, facilitate evaluations, meaning they bring together experts, learners, teachers, whatsoever, all the stakeholders that are involved with the project, and based on the evaluation criteria have to evaluate them to see what is good, what isn't good, etc. And then, based on those evaluations, we can then build these kind of guidelines. Okay, which are the critical issues? Where do we have to be careful? What are aspects if you want to sell the software to Saudi Arabia, which is a huge growing market at the moment? Be careful not to do the following things, etc. So it's a huge network and a lot of data that comes together. But I think it's very promising, and this is actually the part. So it's a European project. All of those partners don't have our funding, but they have their local funding. The project is not, I think at the moment, the value network combines 4 or 5 different projects from different regions of the world so that people get their funding. And this value network is actually one part where the project, where we are always looking to enlarge the project, to find new partners that are interested in finding those kind of guidelines, seeing how to evaluate solutions, how to build guidelines for solutions, are the solutions maybe from other countries applicable in different countries. Because right now we just focus on the Finnish companies, but I think it would be very interesting to go into other countries as well. And of course then we would have to see how to do that with funding. But there are a lot of local national projects, and usually, as we said, the Nordic ministries are usually quite open to those Nordic, Boldic kind of value networks, etc. So this is something that where we can definitely collaborate if you're interested in this. So what do we, at the moment we have the learning solutions from the companies. They are being sold, being distributed. Then we get expert evaluations. Of course, we also have experts sitting in Finland evaluating them just to see are the solutions actually suitable for the Finnish market, or are they there already to start with, so it doesn't make sense to get evaluations from somewhere else. Then, based on that, we can say, okay, they are not ready for the Finnish market, they are not ready to be used, please improve them. We then go to the direction of localization, where we have these kind of value networks, and based on that, they can be redesigned for different markets. So we have the companies that are really committed to the project, they get funding from the project, but also fund the project. And based on the evaluations, they actually change their solutions. So it's not just, it would be nice, this is what you maybe should do if you want to go to the market, but it's really that, okay, Saudi Arabia said if they want to use it, we have to do this, and then the companies actually maybe don't implement all of those suggestions, but do that. And then, of course, we go to use those learning solutions in the environments, in the test places that we have. And as Henry said, I should be fast. This is already my last slide about this, because I think it's more important to discuss this, because I think this is very interesting. So this is an initial view on the framework to localize or globalize. We use both terms because for us, localization is one way to globalize. So the idea is to find which parts of the solution can be in a way globalized. So which parts can we say they are built and they can be used everywhere, and which parts have to be localized for different markets. So that's why we make this differentiation. In the end, it means make the solution applicable for a different market, but it can be through either saying, okay, these parts are fitting everywhere, or we have to adjust them. And here we can see the three different parts that were identified: education, teaching and learning, culture and society, and design and use of technology learning solutions. We just have here some categories that were identified, but I think it's very interesting to see when we go through the data, and I think it will be very interesting both from a practical and research perspective in the end to analyze all of this and see, okay, which are really the main drivers in the different categories. That people, for example, in Saudi Arabia or South Korea have a very different use of technology, how they approach technology, how they handle technology than what is intuitive for us. Of course, they have a different educational system. Whoever dealt with culture and different culture models, etc., even if we, from our experience, don't like to generalize through culture models, but we can see differences. If we just look at the Central European system and the Russian educational system, it's very different, and even up to date we are not able to make them in a way that someone who has a degree from Russia can just move to Germany and the degree is accepted. No, it's not. If it's a technical degree, it is. If it's a non-technical degree, it's like have no education. And I don't think that's the way how the educational world should function. And this, in a way, represents that. And the solution, the technology solutions for learning have to reflect this as well, that we have those different systems. And through this kind of framework, we are hoping to help the technology providers to see, okay, what can we do and how should we approach it if we want to